In this video, I'm going to tell you more about ShotScope's range of laser rangefinders. Now, generally speaking, when I talk to other golfers about ShotScope products, most are familiar with their GPS and performance tracking golf watches, but aren't too familiar with the rangefinders that they have on offer. So I thought I'd make this video just to give you a bit of a close-up view of each rangefinder that's available, and also tell you a little bit more about their key features and how they have performed on the golf course when I've used them. Now, this isn't going to be a full review video for each of these products, it's more of just a high level overview and a quick look. But if you want to find my reviews for these products, then they are available on this YouTube channel and also on my golf blog at andysgolfblog.co.uk. If after watching this video you've decided you want to buy one of these laser rangefinders, then I've popped the direct product links in the description below, and there's also an exclusive 15% discount to save you a little bit of money at checkout. So let's kick things off with ShotScope's budget and most affordable laser rangefinder, the ShotScope Pro L2. This is the casing for the Pro L2. So as you can see, it's a fairly neat little case. It's got a carabiner clip on it, and it is a hard case. It's not a waterproof case, more of a water resistant case, but it does seal quite tight with the zip there. And I've used this in wet conditions without any problems. So if we unzip it and take a closer look, this here is the Pro L2. Now, out of all of the ShotScope range, this is actually the laser that I use most often. So although it's the cheapest and most affordable, I actually think it's a really good offering from ShotScope. So first of all, you'll see it's got this nice little grip here. So it's a rubber grip here, and it's got a curve there, so it slots nicely into your hand. So you can cradle it there and you can access the single button that's on top. It's got a rotating eyepiece at the back here, so you can focus it. And on the side, you'll see there is also a cart magnet. So if you want to use this on golf courses with a cart, you can stick it there, and it's really quite powerful. On the other side here, we have the slope switch. So if you are playing in a tournament, just make sure that's turned off. But if you want the slope adjusted information, you can easily slide it on, and it's actually got a nice little visible marking there when it is active, so people can see if you are using it during tournament play. So let's just turn that off. On the top here, there is a single button which you can easily press when you are holding the laser, and that will allow you to either continuously scan across the golf course, for example for bunkers or for trees, or you can press and hold it in a second mode, and that lets you lock onto the pin. The device itself does actually vibrate, so that you know that a pin lock has been achieved. Now, it has a 700-yard range and ×6 magnification. So a really nice clear display there in various lighting conditions, and generally I have no problem locking onto the pin or to various obstacles using this device. So as I said, for me, this is my go-to laser. I think it's a really solid offering from ShotScope and super affordable. Finally, it is powered via battery, so there's a battery compartment on the back there. I haven't had to change the battery on this device yet, so I've used it for a number of years and it's still going strong, but it isn't charged via USB-C like most other devices, so you will have to replace the battery on this, but that's the same for all of the ShotScope lasers. So that is the Pro L2. Next up, we have the ShotScope Pro X. Now again, this is the casing here, similar size to the Pro L2, hard case as well, but it's got a nice coating on there just to keep it a little bit better protected for those wet conditions, but it does actually seal up really nicely, so you can see there. If we unzip it, then we can take a closer look at the Pro X. And this is it here. So this one is white. You'll see it actually does look really quite similar to the Pro L2, but this one can be customized. So I've got Andy's Golf Blog logo on the side here, but you can customize this with a selection of different options from the ShotScope website. It is very similar in terms of design to the Pro L2. So you can see here it cradles nicely in the hand, similar sort of weight. So there's a good weight to these lasers to keep them steady. But this time there are two buttons on the top. So one of them that you can easily access, that's for your continuous scan mode and for your target lock. But also we have the slope switch there. So you can see you can turn that on, that's it off, or you can turn it on and it highlights in green. So instead of being on the side, it's on the top. But this also has a cart magnet on the side here. So if you are playing with a golf cart and you want to stick it on, again, a nice powerful magnet on the side. And then on the back, you have the focus ring there if you need to adjust the focus. So for me, it's a really nice laser. You get an extra 100 yards in terms of the range here, so it's an 800 yard range, still ×6 magnification. To be honest, that extra 100 yards doesn't really make a difference, because for me, I generally tend to use these lasers from anywhere around about 250 and in. Anything above that, that's really just for zapping obstacles on the course off of the tee, like bushes or bunkers. But really for me, the important level is under about 250 for zapping those pins. But that's the ShotScope Pro X. Now it's slightly more expensive than the Pro L2, a very, very similar laser rangefinder though. And to be honest, if you're not too fussed about the customization option here and the extra 100 yards, and you're looking for something a little bit cheaper, then the Pro L2 is probably worth considering. Next up, we have the ShotScope Pro LX. Now you'll see the casing here slightly different to others, a little bit bigger. We've got some of the blue elements on this one, and it is still a hard case with this cover here to stop the water from penetrating. You'll also see that it zips nice and tight like the others, but generally it is a solid premium carry case. Now inside, we have the Pro LX. So this is the laser here. Now it's a really, really nice looking laser. I've gone for it in blue, but it is available in orange or black, I believe. And you can see it is slightly different to the Pro X and Pro L2 models. It's bigger, it's a little bit heavier, but it also has this area here to cradle it that little bit more securely. So it's designed with this grip in mind to sit even better in your hand, and you can access all three of the buttons that are located on the top whilst you're holding it. So the button here, this is your fire button. This is for continuous scan mode and for target lock, like the other two. But you also have an M button here, so that allows you to quickly toggle between meters or yards. And you have an R and B button, and this is for red or black dual optics. What's particularly good about this is if you're playing in low light conditions, you can run in the red optics, and if it is really, really bright, you can change to black. So you can toggle it depending on the conditions to make sure you can always see the display on screen. It has a built-in cart magnet as well. For those of you who regularly use carts, it's really powerful, like on the other two lasers. And the slope switch is on the side here, like the Pro L2 model. So you can see when it is on or when it's turned off. Finally, the battery compartment is located underneath on this one, and you just slide this down and fit a new battery if you need to. Again though, I've used this numerous times and haven't yet found that the battery needs to be replaced. For me, it's a really, really nice offering from ShotScope. I like the feel of it, I like the weight and the grip, and I also like the fact that you get that red and black dual optics, which is super, super handy. It's one of these things you probably don't know how useful it is until you have a laser which has it, or doesn't. Also, it's not a multi-function button like on the other lasers we've mentioned so far, so they have to be pressed and held to change between the measurement units, for example. This one you can just quickly toggle between meters or yards. There is one other trick up the Pro LX's sleeve, and that's this area on the back, this little cover. So if you slide this off, then it actually allows you to fit the H4 handheld. Now the H4 handheld is an additional little unit here that is used for GPS and shot tracking. So you can buy the Pro LX as an individual laser like this. You can buy the H4 handheld separately and then connect it on via magnet, or you can actually buy both of these in one box, which is known as the Pro LX Plus. So that would save you a little bit of money if you were looking for performance tracking and looking for GPS and a laser rangefinder. You get 3 in 1. So the Pro LX is more expensive, but it's a slightly more premium looking and feeling laser than the other two, and of course it has a couple of extra features. Now before we look at the final laser in the ShotScope lineup, the ShotScope Pro ZR, if you haven't done so already and you're enjoying this video, please do hit that like button. If you've got any questions or comments about any of the rangefinders mentioned so far or the Pro ZR, then drop them in the comments area below. And please do consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you can be notified about any future ShotScope videos. Now let's take a closer look at the Pro ZR. The final laser rangefinder in the lineup is the ShotScope Pro ZR. So you can see the case here, very, very similar to the case on the Pro LX. Hard case, coated for protection from the elements, and zips up nice and tight. It also comes with a carabiner clip, but I don't have that clipped on at this moment in time. Let's open it up and take a closer look at the Pro ZR, and there it is there. Now for me, it is a really, really nice looking laser rangefinder, and actually, for me, the nicest in the ShotScope laser lineup. Now this is designed to be very much a premium laser rangefinder offering from ShotScope, and it features this Durashell hard case, which is designed to make it much more durable. So if you drop your laser, if you throw it in a range, it should be able to withstand a fair bit of damage. Of course, I haven't tested it out in the golf course because I like to look after things, but if you are prone to dropping lasers or throwing them in a fit of rage, then this one is for you. You'll see here it's got really nice little subtle accents like this chrome around here, mixture of plastic and rubber. And what I like about it is it's not too garish, it's not too big, it's a decent size with a really good weight. So this one is easy to shoot those pins in the windier conditions. You'll see you've also got this little curve at the bottom here, so it slots nicely into your hand. It's not as pronounced as the Pro LX model, but it's more probably in keeping with the Pro L2 or the Pro X. On top here, you have 3 buttons. So you've got the main blue button for continuous scan mode or for locking onto those pins. You've then got the M button like the Pro LX for moving between meters or yards. And you have the R and B for those red and black dual optics, which I said were very, very useful on the Pro LX, and definitely something that's worth considering if you are thinking about buying the Pro ZR, because you'll get those on this too. As well as that, there's the adjustable eyepiece on the back there, and you can see we've got the compartment for the battery just in here. Finally, on this side, we have the cart magnet, so a powerful inbuilt cart magnet like on the other lasers. And then on this side, we have the slope mode. So if you want to turn slope mode on, you can see it's on there with the little orange accent, and then you can slide it across to turn it back off. So a really, really nice looking offering from ShotScope with the Pro ZR. It is a bit more expensive, but it has some of those extra features like the more durable case, which is also waterproof. Now, I haven't thoroughly tested these with a garden hose. I've used them on the golf course during wet conditions, or used each of them in wet conditions, and they've all performed well, but it is worth considering if you're playing somewhere where it's going to be raining constantly or going for a dive, then the Pro ZR might be for you. So there you have it. Those are ShotScope's 4 main laser rangefinders. I like the fact that ShotScope's designed something for everybody. So you've got the Pro L2, which has all of the features you'll need and is affordable, right the way through to the Pro ZR, which is a lot more premium with a few extra features and a laser that is going to be more durable but does cost a little bit more money. All of these lasers also come with access to ShotScope's mobile app, which has GPS maps. So if you are looking for that GPS on the golf course, you can use the ShotScope mobile app when you buy one of these rangefinders. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you've enjoyed it, please do hit that like button, drop any comments or questions in the comments area below. Let me know if you use any of these lasers and what your thoughts on them are. Remember, I've got separate reviews for these on this channel and also on my golf blog, andysgolfblog.co.uk, and I'll see you in the next video.